Tonight, watching from afar.
You're not able to reach them, it's the worst.
As Hurricane Melissa makes landfall in Jamaica, the strongest storm to ever hit the island nation, has those in the Jamaican community here preparing to help in any way they can. He closed the cottage for the season, expecting to return in the spring. Instead, back hours later as a fire took his cottage and those of his children.
It is a sense of loss, but it does reinforce the idea of memories and how it built memories, and those things are never lost.
What the local fire chief is saying about burn bans. And putting food on the table for so many.
What could achieve the most for those most in need, and this was it.
A historic donation for the Ottawa Food Bank, a generous donor hoping others will follow suit. Good evening. We begin with the latest on Hurricane Melissa, the strongest storm to hit the country since record-keeping began in 1851. There are already reports of extensive damage across the country tonight as potentially catastrophic winds and rain pummel the country. Melissa making landfall this afternoon as a Category 5 storm with wind speeds of 270 kilometers per hour, downing trees and hydro poles. The flash flooding has already begun with storm surges of up to 4 meters expected in certain areas. As we take a live look now at Kingston Harbor in Jamaica, the storm weakened to a Category 4 late this afternoon, but is still the most powerful hurricane this year. As you can see, the winds still whipping things around out there. Fortunately, not seeing a lot of people in those shots right now. Now, the storm is expected to head to Cuba, where it will make landfall overnight as a Category 3 hurricane. CTV's Katie Griffin is here now, and Katie, incredibly tough for those here with ties to Jamaica to watch all of this unfold, and it triggers memories for some.
Patricia, Simone Smart lived through Hurricane Gilbert in Jamaica in 1988. That was a Category 3. She says it's hard to fathom what Melissa at a Category 5 will do to the island nation.
And you can hear the wind.
For Simone Smart, watching from afar is the toughest part.
Trying to reach family, and you're not able to reach them anymore because the powers, for the most part, power is cut off, and not everyone can afford a generator.
She has friends and family in Jamaica, which is taking a direct hit from Hurricane Melissa.
Took flat bridge. Normally it's a bridge that's really flat. This morning I see that, and that was literally underwater. So whoever is on the opposite side is cut off.
The Category 5 storm slamming into the island nation Tuesday, bringing catastrophic winds and rain.
The country is basically in lockdown as the system passes over because you can't do anything until the system passes.
Jamaica's High Commissioner to Canada bracing for widespread damage and ready to help.
There is an urgent need for emergency supply kits like water purification equipment just to help, and basic perishable, non-perishable food items to get to those who will be impacted, whose properties will be destroyed, who may be out for another couple of weeks.
They have a generator and a backup generator and a backup generator for the backup generator.
Canadian Alex Green is hunkering down in Montego Bay.
We would move to a bunker where everybody has their own beds, and there's an entertainment room where we have our meals, and we're well taken care of.
Smart and others in Ottawa's Jamaican community holding a virtual meeting to see how they can help, leaning on each other and their faith.
Strong faith, and even more so now than ever. So you'll see a lot of pray for Jamaica, like a lot of people are praying, and that's what keeps most of us going.
The High Commissioner says of roughly 25,000 tourists on the island right now, she was told about 3,000 are Canadian. Patricia.
A favorite destination for so many. All right, CTV's Katie Griffin live for us tonight. Thank you. And do stay with CTV News for continuing coverage of Hurricane Melissa. For updates on radio, tune into News Talk 580 CFRA and CTV News channel at any hour. Late months after the closure of the supervised consumption site at the Somerset West Community Health Centre, people in the neighbourhood are raising concerns about an increase in open drug use. And now, new data from paramedics shows overdoses have actually increased in that area. The site was located on Eccles Street. It was forced to close in March after a move by the province to shutter supervised consumption sites within 200 metres of schools and daycares. We looked at overdose data in a one-block area around the site. CTV's Austin Lee joins us live now with more on this. Austin.
Yeah, well, Patricia, this is an area that has dealt with some drug issues for years now. But with the closure of the supervised consumption site, people in that region still people are still doing drugs, and they're just finding secluded side streets and alleys to do so. And advocates say that is part of what's leading to more overdoses.
It's been bad, it's been getting a lot worse for sure.
It's been less than a year since the supervised consumption site at the Somerset West Community Health Centre closed its doors. Since then, people in the area say things have gotten worse.
I'm seeing a lot more people in the kinds of serious distress that would get caught if the site was still here.
Marna Nightingale has lived in the neighborhood for more than 2 decades. She says she does a lot of outreach work, and lately, more people are struggling.
This is not some imported problem. These are my neighbors, and they're in very bad shape, and I hate it.
New data provided by Ottawa paramedics reinforce Nightingale's concerns. Since the closure of the supervised consumption site in March, there have been 106 overdose calls to paramedics in the immediate area around the Somerset West Community Health Centre. That's up 19% compared to the same time last year.
When people are using drugs and they're supported by peers or other people using drugs, they won't always call 911 after an overdose happens.
The supervised consumption site was replaced by a homelessness and addiction recovery treatment center, or Heart Hub.
We are fairly busy now on a day-to-day basis, and we are seeing some of the folks that we used to see through the consumption site. We haven't seen all of them.
While the province did not directly comment on the increase in overdose calls in Somerset West, it says across Ontario, overdose deaths have dropped by 41% and overdose calls by 50% since Heart Hubs opened in April. But some want the government to reverse its decision to close consumption sites.
This has actually brought drug use closer to children. There was one resident who found needles and drug paraphernalia in her child's stroller, another business owner who was pricked when he was gardening outside his business.
And aside from concerns of open drug use and overdoses, Nightingale says there are other ripple effects.
We're seeing more people with minor injuries that turn into major problems because they don't have that engagement with the clinic on the regular basis, where somebody at the supervised injection site is saying, hey, that doesn't look great.
Now, these are just some of the stories that we've heard from that area. Tomorrow, we'll share just how busy community outreach teams have become since the closure of the supervised consumption site. Patricia.
Exhausting work, for sure. All right, CTV's Austin Lee live for us tonight. Thank you. And you can scan the QR code on the bottom of your screen to link to us online or visit ctvnewsottawa.ca. We have more details on the increase in overdose calls around the Somerset West Community Health Centre. When a wildfire ripped across an island on Bob's Lake earlier this month, one family lost everything. 4 cottages were reduced to ash after someone ignored a burn ban, and the flames quickly got out of control. This week, that family returned to sort through the rubble. The fire broke out October 19th on Birch Island on Bob's Lake, about 2 hours southwest of Ottawa. CTV's Caitlin Wilson went to the island with the family by boat. Caitlin, and joins us live now with more.
Yeah, Patricia, it's one thing to see the pictures. It's another to see the devastation up close. It's been one of the driest seasons on record. And when fire tore through the island, crews were on scene in 20 minutes and managed to save most of the properties. But for one family, what was once a stretch of family cottages is now gone.
It's a trip Kevin Hoadley has made many times before. Only this time, the view on shore is almost unrecognizable.
As soon as we came across the front part where we usually see our cottage, that's when it kind of hit.
This is actually a garden, and then that was the sauna again.
What was once a cluster of family cottages on Birch Island, located on Bob's Lake, is now a pile of twisted metal and ash.
You always kind of believe it cannot be true, and of course, walking along the site of really just ruin, you really know that it happened.
Kevin and his family have owned property here for more than 30 years.
My dad, anything I knew about building, he taught me, and he and I built this place.
But when he closed up for the season on October 19th, he had no idea goodbye would be for good.
We left around 11 o'clock, 11:30 that day. 3 hours later, it was gone.
A wildfire destroyed 4 cottages in total, 2 belonging to Kevin and his wife, 1 to their daughters, and another on the island. Fire crews managed to save 8 others. South Frontenac Fire Chief Delbert Blakeney says the blaze started in a barrel by someone ignoring the burn ban.
I think there's a misconception that if you're burning in a barrel that it's contained and it's safe, but especially with windy conditions, the wind swirls and it blows the ashes up.
No, this is the woodshed.
And as the family sifts through what's left, it's hard to tell what was where. The rooms, the furniture, the memories, all buried in ash. But even in the wreckage, they've managed to find small sparks of light.
Another survivor.
Like this keepsake from their wedding 43 years ago, along with the unwavering support of their community.
It's amazing the outreach from all the neighbors all over, mainland, on the island, everywhere. Bob Blake. It's Bob Blake.
And amid the loss, it's that kindness helping them rebuild.
It's been a labor of love, and it will be missed.
And the family does have plans to build again on Birch Island, but at the moment they're still figuring out when and what that might look like. Patricia?
Incredibly tough to let that go, but the support from other families, it's a beautiful thing for sure. Caitlin, thank you for this. Still ahead, it's in the bag. Billed as a glow-up for an urban neighborhood, the Centretown suite puts the elbow grease into community pride. That story coming up. Well, here's a live look through our Centennial Glass sky cam. Beautiful out there, bit of a sunset happening. 12 degrees right now, but about to get dark, about to get spooky once again as we continue to count down to Halloween this week and take you out to Jackie for a full look at the forecast. That looks like fun there, Jackie.
It was so much fun, Patricia. I kind of started laughing because you said, yeah, the sun's setting, it's getting dark, it's getting spooky, and then I got to chill because I'm like, yeah, the sun is setting, it is getting chillier as well. So if you are going out, checking out some Halloween decorated homes, you definitely want to layer up because the overnight lows getting closer to the freezing mark. So later this evening around 9 p.m., we've got 5 degrees. We've got those northeasterly winds moving in. Still a little bit calm, but it is a cool bite to the wind here. -3 is what we're starting off our Wednesday morning with. It's going to feel closer to -5 with a wind chill. Getting into a daytime high about 12 degrees. The sunshine still maintaining as we get into the middle of the week, but it's Wednesday, or Thursday, I should say, into Friday that we are bracing for some rain moving through. Yeah, we're anticipating between 20 and 50 millimeters of rain, and there could be the possibility from some parts of the region to see a little bit of some flurries. We will have these details and much more in a little bit. But tonight, we are hanging out at Blue Vale Lane in Riverside South, where these neighbors have joined forces to give us some Halloween decorated homes. This and more in a little bit.
Well, a pedestrian is in hospital with serious injuries after he was struck by a vehicle in Sandy Hill this afternoon. Emergency crews were called to King Edward Avenue, right outside St. Albans Church, around 2:30. The man was found with serious but non-life-threatening injuries. He is now in stable condition. Ottawa police are asking for help to identify a person of interest in a homicide investigation. 21-year-old Rafael Atunde was found with stab wounds in the 1700 block of Russell Road near Industrial Avenue on Saturday, October 18th. He died from his injuries. Police have released these photos of a person of interest, a man around 19 to 21 years old and 6'1". He's known to frequent the Russell Heights community. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Ottawa Police Homicide Unit. And police are looking to speak with someone who may have information about a homicide earlier this month. 55-year-old Justin James Weir was stabbed to death on Saint Laurent Boulevard the morning of October 2nd. Police have yet to identify a suspect. Investigators are now looking to speak with the owner of this dark blue earbud case with the letters ONN on the front. It was found near the scene. One of the earbuds is missing. If the case is yours, or if you know the owner of the case, you're asked to contact Ottawa Police. At a time when food insecurity is rising across the capital, the Ottawa Food Bank is getting a much-needed helping hand. A local family is donating $2.5 million to the organization, the largest in its 4-decade history. Here's CTV's Peter Sperling.
A record-breaking $2.5 million donation.
A massive boost for the Ottawa Food Bank. Franklin Holtforster, an Ottawa area entrepreneur, and his family donating $2.5 million.
With my sons, with my wife, we thought about what was most fundamental, what could achieve the most for those most in need. And this was it.
This at a time when 1 in 4 of Ottawa's households are facing food insecurity.
Coming here let me better understand how we could support others who weren't as lucky as us.
The donation, spaced over the next 10 years, $250,000 per year, will support the purchase and distribution of food.
Absolutely astonished, amazed, and just so overwhelmed with this incredible support. It means so much to our community to have that reliable funding over the next 10 years, and it's going to mean so much for the network of agencies that we work with.
The Ottawa Food Bank reported more than 560,000 visits to 90 organizations it worked with last year.
And we know that number is going to go up again this year.
This generous act will make a real human difference, powerful act of hope, and we believe it will inspire others to step forward. Give generously and help ensure that everyone in our community has access to the nourishment and support they deserve.
The family leaving a mark, thumbprints on a mural, a tribute to the power of community collaboration. Holtforster hopes his family's donation will inspire others to give what they can or bigger.
I'm just hopeful that now a friend or someone is watching and they're going to dwarf it with a larger donation.
Peter Sperling, CTV News.
Well, Canada Post is laying off dozens of managers in an apparent bid to restructure the company. In a memo obtained by CTV News sent to employees early this morning, the company says it's moving ahead with the layoffs as part of corporate-wide restructuring efforts to align with the future needs of the organization. The exact number of job cuts is not clear. All of this happening amid the ongoing labor dispute. Well, the cities of Ottawa and Gatineau want to make the National Capital Region a hub for defence innovation. As the federal government prepares to boost defence spending over the next decade, a new 10-point strategy aims to unlock $3 billion in public and private investment over the next 5 years. The mayor calls this an opportunity for the city to diversify its workforce as the federal government looks to cut jobs.
This is a historic opportunity. We're going to see billions and billions of dollars being invested in defense technology, and Ottawa is uniquely positioned to capitalize on that. So there is a huge opportunity for us here, at the same time as we might face the risk of federal government job reductions, to see job growth in another sector of our local economy, and that's defense innovation.
No additional city money will be spent on this strategy. Ottawa is home to 330 defence companies, along with the Department of National Defence headquarters. Well, new tonight, there is an Ontario government proposal that could save first-time homebuyers thousands of dollars on their new house. The government wants to rebate the HST portion of the sale. Here's CTV's Steph Keys with details on this, Steph.
Patricia, this is not the first time the Ford government has brought up this idea of some relief for first-time homebuyers. It has told the federal government if the federal HST portion is removed from the sale, the province would follow suit. Now, it's important to note that this would only be for homes up to $1 million, meaning Ontarians who are getting into the market for the first time could see up to $80,000 in provincial savings and up to $50,000 in federal savings when combined with other rebates on the table. But again, the federal government has to agree to this for Ontario to honor its proposed portion of the rebate. Some are saying this would be a positive thing overall, even for home builders. The idea being that with these rebates, it would give developers more confidence that the homes won't sit on the market in the face of an affordability crisis and the uncertainty that comes with tariffs and the higher costs to build.
I talk to Ontarians right across the province, and, you know, housing has gone up a lot in the last couple of decades, and so that people are struggling in this environment to be able to afford that first home, that dream of the first home. And this is going to make it easier for them to achieve that dream.
If this comes to fruition, some key points include homes purchased earlier this year could still qualify. The rebate will apply to homes purchased on or after May 27th, 2025. Even if your home isn't built yet, if registered with the builder before 2031 and built before 2036, the first-time home purchase would still see some savings. And there will still be partial rebates for homes valued up to $1.5 million. But the proposal isn't without criticism. There are advocates of affordable housing who suggest it only helps a very small demographic. If you are already a homeowner looking to upsize or downsize, this isn't for you, meaning young professionals who own a condo but may need a house for a growing family won't qualify for savings, Patricia.
All right, CTV's Stefan Keys live for us tonight. And we do have extended coverage of that proposal from the provincial government to rebate the HST for first-time home buyers. There are more stories online at ctvnewsottawa.ca. Well, how tired are you? Did you stay up? Questions Canadians across the country were asking each other today after a marathon Game 3 in the World Series last night that went to 18 innings, tying the record for the longest game in World Series history, but it did not end in the way Jays fans hoped.
High fly to center. Varsho back. Game over.
I was hoping again it wasn't going to go. A walk-off home run by Freddie Freeman, leading the Dodgers to a 6-5 win, the game ending just before 3 a.m. It lasted more than 6.5 hours, but many Jays fans in L.A. stuck it out until the end.
How's he hanging in there? He's doing good. He's tired, but he's excited. Fans are great. Team's great. The momentum keeps you going.
So I'm very superstitious. I feel like if I leave now, I'll be causing them bad luck, so I'll stay all night if I have to.
Well, despite a home run by Kirk in the 4th inning to give the Jays the lead, that was not enough. Dodger star Ohtani set multiple records in this one, and he is pitching tonight at Dodger Stadium in Game 4, which is where CTV's Adrian Gabriel is now joining us live. And Adrian, the pitching part of this marathon was so crazy because Ohtani, of course, did not pitch but played for 18 innings, hitting, walking, and then you had the guy who's supposed to start for the Jays tonight who was warming up potentially to go in last night because they were going through the entire bullpen. So here we are tonight. Tell me about this pitching matchup.
Yeah, a real quick turnaround, especially for Shohei, who actually set a Major League playoff record last night, making it to base 9 times. Now, of course, he was intentionally walked a whole bunch of those extra innings, as Blue Jays fans saw, but a real big pitching matchup. Unfortunately, George Springer is not in the lineup tonight for the Blue Jays. At least he's not in the starting lineup. We're waiting to see if he'll be available off the bench, though. Springer has historically had the most success against Shohei Ohtani on the Blue Jays. He's not in the lineup, as I just mentioned. Shane Bieber's going to need to come in and pitch big and hopefully go deep into the game. As we saw, the Blue Jays pretty much emptied out their bullpen last night. In total, 19 pitchers combined for both teams came to the mound last night. Now, I want to show you as well behind us, Patricia, Blue Jays batting practice is taking place. I believe that's Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. He is in the starting lineup tonight. Bo Bichette is going to DH. We saw Addison Barger in there just a moment ago, Davis Snyder in there a moment ago. So all hands on deck. While many of us are feeling tired, the Jays, well, they've showed up and they're ready to show out today at Dodger Stadium.
Well, are they? I mean, the mental part of this game is going to be interesting in a very loud Dodger Stadium where they have the lead. Obviously, this game is huge, but they must be a little exhausted, too, after that marathon.
Yeah, I'm pretty tired, but I wasn't running the bases last night, so I don't get to complain. Listen, John Schneider was asked about his ball team tonight, the Blue Jays manager, and he said they've gotten up, they woke up today like they do any other day. They get ready, they come to the ballpark. They're professionals, they're ready for this. They've responded previously after long games quite well. He believes his team is ready to perform tonight, and really this is a must-win game. The Jays go down 3-1 in this series. It will be a tall mountain to climb, winning 3 straight. If they don't win tonight, that's what they'll need to do to take home the World Series. So a pivotal Game 4 is on tap. It's often called the most important game in a series, Game 4. It gets set tonight. Blue Jays fans have began streaming in. The doors opened about an hour ago. Dodgers fans are streaming in. Lots of excitement. Speaking with some fans earlier, they came in from the Greater Toronto area. They said they're going to be running tonight on adrenaline, and everyone is looking forward to what could be another classic.
Fingers crossed for both the Jays win and getting it done without extra innings tonight. Adrian, thank you for this. CTV's Adrian Gabriel live from Dodger Stadium for us tonight.
Thank you.
We want to make sure that other people see that, we respect what's been built here.
Well, still to come, cleaning up the core of the capital, a project in Centretown that aims to give a facelift to a neighborhood with personality and some problems. Jackie.
Thanks so much, Patricia. We are hanging out on Bluevale Lane. We've got some eager Halloween go-getters. What are you guys going to be for Halloween other than cheering on the Jays?
Baseball zombie.
Love it.
I'm gonna be a bloody hockey player.
Hey.
I'm gonna be Ghostface from Scream.
Ghostface from Scream.
I'm gonna be a two-headed clown with a chainsaw.
Okay. Lots of blood, lots of action. We've got some sports as well. Good combination. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam showcasing the McDonald-Cartier Bridge. The sun already nearly set on this chilly, cool Tuesday evening.
Our popular Team of the Week segment is back. If you want to be a part of our Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week, upload your video to ctvnewsottawa.ca. Well, it's a new initiative called the Centretown Sweep, a local effort aiming to clean up Bank Street in the downtown core, all while building community relationships, making the neighborhood a little safer, and even creating some youth employment opportunities. CTV's Tyler Fleming has the details.
A broom, a bag, and a bit of teamwork.
It makes a better place because I like coming here. I think a lot of people like coming here too.
Neighbors, shop owners, and teens are helping to keep Bank Street clean. The Centretown Sweep, a new monthly cleanup, aims to restore pride and energy to the downtown core.
It will actually help boost the functionality of business, of foot traffic, and really bring the community together as a whole.
As the cleanup crew moves along Bank Street, others join, like fitness studio owner Sungi Kuamala.
To show people that we care about our community, and it's important to keep our community clean because we want to make sure that other people see that, we respect what's been built here.
The customer journey doesn't start when somebody enters your store.
Michael Wallach from Wallach's Art Supplies and Framing also cleans around his shop every morning.
Makes a huge difference. There's no one major thing that you can do to make anything better around here. It's the combination of all these small things that really help over the end of the day.
Outreach workers are here too because clean streets can be safer streets.
And for the most part, everybody in the community wants that.
The program has partnered with Univer Cleaning as well as Operation Come Home.
Our goal is to help young people who might be looking for jobs, who might experience barriers to employment, to be able to give them a place where they can get paid, training, and employment, and get them sort of in their first job.
Like Zaki Ahmed.
It's helped me tremendously.
Hands-on work, teaching teamwork, responsibility, and a sense of purpose.
It's important to just to make the city look nice, have a nice character, make it so people like living here, and remove all the waste.
To make the streets more cleaner and more lively.
Tyler Fleming, CTV News.
Well, it's a beautiful day in Ottawa today, but rain is on the way later this week. The sun was shining on Dundalton Park in the Centretown neighborhood this afternoon. Leaves still looking beautiful. Mild temperatures are expected to last one more day. I don't know. I biked into work today, Jackie, but I'm kind of feeling like that might be it for me as I'm looking ahead to some of these chilly temperatures and these rainy conditions over the next few days coming up toward Halloween.
Yeah, Patricia, you know what? I'm going to say bike one more day into work because the temperatures and the conditions for tomorrow will be very similar to for today, but then that will end our stretch of that sunshine condition for our fall weather. Right now, it is 9 degrees. The clear sky is continuing on. We did see a daytime high of 11 to 12 degrees, but we did mention for this last week of October, the nights are getting much chillier. -1 for Ottawa, about 1 degree in Kingston, Pembroke, Petawawa sitting around at -2. So it is average for this time of year. And then when we look towards our daytime highs for our Wednesday, we are still getting the sunshine in Pembroke as well as Ottawa. It's down by Kingston and Brockville where we are starting to see the clouds moving in. Temperature is sitting between 10, 11 degrees. So we are still around seasonal, but it's really what a lot of people are talking about is when is it going to rain? Will it be on Halloween? Well, for Thursday, we're going to start to see that mid-morning really moving in down by Kingston and Brockville. And then by the Thursday evening, we're likely potentially going to see some pop-up thunderstorms as well moving through. Meanwhile, if you pay attention to Deep River close to Pembroke, there is a slight chance that we could see some flurries moving in overnight. It's really for our Friday morning and overnight into Friday that we'll see a good chunk of the rain moving through. Again, we are anticipating between 20 to millimeters of rain as well. So it is going to be chilly. My fingers are crossed for about the time Friday 7 p.m. rolls around. We might be lightening up, and maybe it's just showers that are lingering in for our Ottawa region. But again, fingers are crossed for Halloween night. As we look towards across the country, Atlantic Canada, you got that Arctic air really moving through 9 at 10 degrees as Fredericton as well as Halifax. We've got Sudbury at 8 degrees, Windsor warm 12 degrees, so very similar to what we're seeing here. Then we look to our friends in the prairies. We do see single-digit weather, 6 degrees in Edmonton, 7 in Calgary. Now, today's weather is brought to you by Davidson Hearing Aids, celebrating over 80 years in family business. We will get a little bit of a break for those overnight lows. Tonight, we are anticipating it's going to be about -1, -2, but it's going to feel closer to -6 with a wind chill. Daytime high, 11 degrees and sunshine. Thursday, anticipating the showers to really move through, only getting up to a 5 degrees for our daytime high. Friday, a little bit warmer at 9 degrees, but again, the showers will carry on until our early evening. So yeah, fingers crossed for everyone anticipating Halloween, and maybe you want to get a head start. I hear that Blue Vale here, not only do they have their Halloween decor out, Patricia, one of the neighbors also has their candy out. So I'm going to look forward to see if I have a little trick-or-treat bag to see if I can score some Mr. Big as well as Coffee Crisp. So back to you in the studio.
I have already exercised the right to a head start on the Halloween candy, I have to say, so you're following me. I'll talk to you in a bit, Jackie.
We have over 500 people who are suffering from homelessness in the city of Ottawa.
Well, coming up, providing a helping hand to people experiencing homelessness as the cold weather approaches. Well, now some other stories you need to know right now as winter quickly approaches. Advocates are doing what they can to help those experiencing homelessness. CTV's Stefan Keys joins us now with the details on this and other stories. Steph?
Patricia, volunteers spent the day handing out warm clothing and food in Ottawa's Dundonald Park.
A lot of people are in need nowadays. Clothing is extremely expensive, and with inflation, COVID, and just general economic instabilities, we have over 500 people who are suffering from homelessness in the city of Ottawa.
Street Smarts Ottawa and other organizations collected donations and distributed the items to people experiencing homelessness. The O train is back up and running in the East End this evening after a ventilation problem disrupted service for 4 hours this morning. OC Transpo says the issue was identified in the Saint Laurent station just before 7:30 a.m. Train service was shut down between Blair and Tremblay stations and did not resume until just after noon. Officials say water damaged the electrical system that powers the ventilation system in the tunnel. Just a reminder, this is the weekend we fall back 1 hour. Daylight saving time ends at 2 a.m. Sunday morning, and clocks will go back 1 hour to 1 a.m. The time change means the sun will set earlier with sunset before 5 p.m. starting Sunday.
Jensen right back. Here come the Sens. Stutzla with a shot off the blocker of Swayman. Loose. They score!
Well, last night was not a good night for the Jays. It was a great game for the Ottawa Senators. Nick Cousins scoring the 6th goal of the night. The Sens beating the Boston Bruins 7-2 at the Canadian Tire Centre. The Sens have won 3 straight now. However, there's no rest for the club as they are in Chicago to face the Blackhawks tonight. Game time is 8:45 p.m. on TSN 5 and TSN 1200, Patricia. So, more sports all around. Lots to watch.
There's been every sport you'd want to watch the last few nights. I have watched no hockey, only baseball. And I was saying to someone yesterday, I missed 14 Sens goals in 2 games while I'm watching baseball, which is crazy for me. All right, we want to go back out to Jackie for our CTV Ottawa Halloween Homes Tour. A beautiful one in Riverside South tonight, Jackie.
Well, thanks so much, Patricia. Yeah, we are hanging out here on Blue Vale Lane, Riverside South. We've got quite the collection of people really enjoying all of these Halloween decor. And one of the drivers is this man right here, Bernie Carr, for the last 8 years. You have been combining with your neighbors to bring this wonderful delight to the neighborhood. Just talk about what inspired you.
It's just a different holiday, and it's a lot colder at Christmas, so we decided to kind of center our energies on this Halloween.
Well, what's the reaction you get each and every year? Because you've always had a new addition.
We do. We add 2 or 3 each year of the inflatables and maybe a little bit more lights. So
Okay.
It's quite entertaining.
What I want to know is that when Halloween night comes, what time are you starting to hand out the candy? Because you anticipate over 350 kids coming through, if not more.
So as soon as the doorbell rings, anytime in the PM, we're good to go.
Okay, rain or shine, I hear.
Yes.
Okay, so when we talk about some of the decor here, you've got the kids really looking at the really great things, like they've got the fog machine going, you've got the pumpkin here. Do you have a favorite?
The dragon, hands down.
What is the dragon?
Flying up there, beside the skeleton, that's him.
I love the inspiration for it, and you're a Halloween family, I hear, too. Previous years, your children dressed up?
Yes, they totally took to it, and they used to scare people pretty good with the balloons and the clown, and it was pretty entertaining.
I appreciate that. So you will see remnants of the balloons in it as well. Thanks so much, Bernie. The kids have already dipped into the candy as well. Do you have a favorite?
Swedish fish.
Swedish fish?
Okay. Swedish fish.
Okay, I prefer Sour Patch Kids, but here we go. Maybe there's some in there. You're going to look for it? Okay, we'll take it back to you in studio. Patricia, they found one for me.
Yeah.
Thank you. Back to you guys in studio.
I love the Sour Patch Kids, too. Don't eat the whole package. Thanks, Jackie.
My SIN number had been compromised and was being used for money laundering by a criminal organization that was involved in child pornography, human trafficking, and drugs.
Well, what started with a pop-up message on their computer ended with an Ontario couple losing $1 million in a scam. We'll share that story after the break.
Get the latest live local breaking news. Sign up now for our morning and evening CTV News Ottawa newsletter. The best local content from CTV News, Your Morning Ottawa, and News Talk 580 CFRA. Get it all in one place. Sign up now at ctvnewsottawa.ca. The CTV News Ottawa newsletter is brought to you in part by CAA Business.
Well, Canadians lost more than $630 million in scams last year, and many of the victims were seniors. An Ontario couple is sharing their story after they were defrauded out of their life savings worth $1 million. CTV's Pat Foran reports.
In Brantford, a couple were living their lives and enjoying their retirement, but in March, while using their computer, a warning popped up.
I couldn't get rid of it. I tried Control-Alt-Delete, and it wouldn't go away. It wouldn't turn off.
The man and woman, both in their 70s, asked us not to identify them as they're still coping with losing their entire life savings. When they called the number on the screen, they were told their accounts had been hacked, and it appeared he was involved in criminal activity.
My SIN number had been compromised and was being used for money laundering by a criminal organization that was involved in child pornography, human trafficking, and drugs.
They were told their money in the bank was at risk of being stolen and they needed to get it out to protect it. After 2 months of grooming the couple with daily calls, they told them to take their money out by purchasing gold bars and to put some in a Bitcoin machine. They purchased $900,000 in gold and over $100,000 in Bitcoin. The criminals said they would hold on to the money to keep it safe and give it back when the investigation was complete. Despite warnings from their bank, they still went through with it.
But our financial advisor warned us. She said, oh, this sort of sounds like fraud.
Eventually, when they had no more money to give, the scammers cut off all contact with them. That's when they realized they'd been duped.
Oh, we're devastated. It sounds very foolish that somebody would do something like this, but it was the trust that was built up over 5 months.
Every day, Canadians are losing their life savings.
The Canadian Association of Retired Persons, CARP, says banks need to do more to protect vulnerable seniors from scams.
Canadian banks should be doing more beyond education, but really setting up the infrastructure to protect seniors.
The couple says they're now financially ruined, and the chance of recovering any of the funds is almost zero.
It was money that we invested over our lives. It was money that we inherited. It was money from the sale of our house. It was
money we were going to leave our son.
Pat Foran, CTV News.
Well, just ahead, Amazon confirms it's laying off thousands of people. We'll have that story and more from the BNN Bloomberg Newsroom.
CTV and TSN 1200 want you to be the Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week. Your team could win $1,000 for new equipment, tournament fees, or an incredible team party.
Shoot us a quick video uploaded at ctvottawa.ca. Whether it's hockey, ringette, choir, band, or any team in between. Each week, the winning team will join us live in studio at CTV Ottawa at 6 to claim their prize.
Enter today for your chance to be Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week.
Two Canadian companies will partner with the U.S. to build nuclear reactors. BNN Bloomberg's Marilla Fernandez has the details.
Cameco mines uranium, and with Brookfield Asset Management, it will work with Washington to build the large reactors. The U.S. will help arrange $80 billion worth of financing and handle approvals. The AI build-out demands an enormous amount of energy. The U.S., like Canada and others, is looking for ways to feed that demand. Cameco shares spiked more than 25% today on news of the agreement. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is up to 71.75. West Texas Intermediate crude is down more than $1 to 60.15. Western Canadian Select is down slightly to 48.60. And the TSX gained 143 points today. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marilla Fernandez.
Center. Varsho back. Game over.
Well, coming up, we'll do some math after last night's loss. What are the odds of the Jays winning a World Series? A stats professor does the calculations. Jackie.
Thanks so much, Patricia. We are still hanging out on Blue Veil Lane. We've got more people rolling through, including Catherine here with Mom. Catherine, what are you going to be for Halloween?
I'm going to be a prisoner.
Okay, and do we like Halloween?
Yes, I do.
What is it you like about Halloween?
Honestly, seeing all the decorations all around and visiting people's houses, it's really fun.
Oh, yeah, so we're behind us here. That's pretty cool, too, hey? All right, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thanks for sticking around, Linda. Let's take a look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam showcasing downtown Ottawa. Current temperature, 9 degrees.
There you go.
Tomorrow on CTV Your Morning Ottawa, soup season is here. We get a taste of some delicious local soups from the Canada Soup Company. Wake up the right way with Your Morning Ottawa starting at 6 a.m.
Hairstyles, courtesy of Salon Fiorella.
Here's what's on CTV tonight. E-Talk, The Big Bang Theory, MasterChef Canada, The Traitors Canada, and High Potential. One final check on your forecast. Back out to Riverside South, where the Halloween decorations are on point tonight, Jackie.
They're on point. The children are here to play. The candy is out. I've already had a couple, not going to lie. I might feel it tomorrow morning, but you know what? I will have to wear a lot of layers, and much like yourself as well, because tomorrow morning, -3 to start, feeling like -5. And then we're getting to a daytime high about 11 degrees. The sun will continue for our Wednesday, but it's going to be a cool one for Thursday. 5 degrees. Chance of the showers there will likely happen for Thursday late evening into our Friday. Again, folks, we are anticipating between 20 millimeters to 50 for our Thursday into Friday. That concludes our time here at Riverside South. I just have to say I had such a blast with everyone coming in. I'm loving all the candy and the treats. And this isn't even the adult candy bars or the big people candy bars that are set to be here on Halloween night. I just want to quickly shout out Jimmy. Jimmy has been dying to get on the CTV News all night long. So you're going to be roaming the streets of Blue Veil, right? Dressed as?
Michael Myers.
Okay, so if you see Michael Myers, run away if you can. I don't know if you want to stick around, Jimmy, for that. But thank you so much, Stefan, Patricia. I'm going to take it back to you in studio. And I see some Smarties. I see some Aero. I got some Fun Dip. What do you guys want?
I love the Fun Dip.
I'll take a Smarties.
Sugary delight. I thought she was going to say, if you see Mike Myers, say hi. No, thank you. Stefan Keys is here, our team working ahead to the late news tonight. What do we have going on, Steph?
Yeah, Patricia, we're keeping a watch on provincial politics and some changes the Premier wants to make. At Queen's Park today, Doug Ford was defending proposed legislation aimed at scrapping fixed election dates and increasing the limit for political donations. Removing fixed election dates would be turning back the hands of time, as Ontario has had this practice for more than 2 decades now. But we'll have the full details tonight at 11:30. And a reminder, you can get the news anytime, anywhere at ctvnewsottawa.ca. Patricia.
All right, good stuff, Steph. And finally for us tonight, baseball. A little more baseball talk.
Yes.
Of course, it's a game of stats. The Jays are now trailing in the series after last night's loss. It's a 2-1 series. But what are the odds of pulling off a championship win? Well, a University of Toronto stats professor did some calculations.
Too bad they lost last night, and you got to say with the loss there, probability of winning the series does go down. It goes down into the low to mid 30%, I'd have to say, based on my statistical modeling. But at the same time, every game's a separate game, and they certainly still have a chance to pull it out and win it.
Jeffrey Rosenthal says when the World Series started, he put Toronto's odds of winning at 52%. As you heard, he thinks that it's now down to around 30 to 35%. But the probability would rise again if they win tonight. I would say it's all about believing.
Yes.
Whichever team's fans pull harder for their team has
and we
the
want
best
it all.
shot in this one. We want it all. Okay, Blue Jays.
Oh my goodness, it was late last night. I was like, okay, I'm going to report the score. No.
My goodness, 3 a.m. Let's do it tonight. Good night, everyone.